Jabari sat alone in the council room, the late afternoon sun glinting off the brass school crest on the wall. As student council president at Kisumu Boys and co-chair of the Order of Hermes, he was no stranger to power or secrecy after all. He occupies a powerful but precarious position balancing official leadership with the clandestine influence of the secret society he helps run. The Order, much like real-world student secret societies that often overlap with student government leadership, operates in the shadows, orchestrating unsanctioned activities and quietly shaping campus affairs. He liked to think of himself as the god of fire, metalworking, and craftsmanship, Hermes' own forger, the one who shaped raw chaos into order, who built the tools others used to wield influence. It was a private conceit, but it gave him a sense of purpose, a sense that he was more than just another student in a starched uniform. The case across the wall at the girls' school had started as a spark. Rumors of missing furniture, whispered accusations, a girl named Kim who refused to let the matter drop. At first, he dismissed it as another minor scandal, the sort of thing the Order handled quietly. But as Kim's investigation gained momentum, Jabari realized she was no ordinary student. Her persistence, her knack for finding what others missed, made her a problem more, perhaps something more. Jabari had seen plenty of sparks before. He was used to secrets used to the weight of decisions that never made it into the official minutes. But the case unfolding across the wall at the girls' school was different. It had a sharpness, an unpredictability that unsettled him. Usually, he was the one to hammer them out before they became flames. But this time, the fire had caught. Kim's investigation was more than a nuisance. It was a challenge to the careful machinery he and his counterpart had built in secret. He requested a dossier on her, a discreet request to his counterpart on the girls' side, as any craftsman would examine a new alloy before forging it. The response came quickly. A thick envelope slipped under his door. Jabari opened it, methodically scanning the neatly typed pages and handwritten notes. Kim's academic record was impressive. Her grades were strong, but it was her extracurricular exploits that intrigued him. A reputation for cleverness, a stubborn streak that bordered on defiance, a stubborn refusal to back down. She was a spark with the potential to become a blaze. Jabari leaned back, the gears of his mind turning. He was impressed. He respected ingenuity, the way a smith respects a well-made tool or a rare metal. Kim had managed to uncover patterns and connections that even the Order's own members had overlooked. She was a force, one that could be dangerous if left unchecked, or invaluable if brought into the fold. For the first time, Jabari faced a problem. He couldn't simply melt down and reshape to his will. Should he try to recruit Kim to bring her fire into the forge of the Order? Or should he quench her curiosity before it threatened to burn everything down? The choice would define not only his own legacy, but the future balance of power between the schools. He smiled, feeling the old thrill of creation and destruction. Kim had his full attention now. In the secret world of the Order of Hermes, the god of fire was ready to test the mettle of this new contender. The game at last was worthy of his craftsmanship. Juma lingered by the window of the old science block. Watching the clouds drift over Kisumu's rooftops, his mind racing beneath a mask of calm. He knew the order's eyes were everywhere now, especially after his last attempt to contact Kim had nearly exposed him. But the order's own clandestine network, with its tradition of secret drop points and coded messages, offered him a risky lifeline. He needed a way to get a message to Seline. They both had crossed paths many times: debate tournaments, joint club meetings, even the occasional shared joke about the absurdities of school politics whenever on the rare events when the two schools met. But this was different. He'd never needed to reach her like this, never needed to trust her with something so dangerous. Direct contact was impossible. The wall between their schools was more than just bricks and wire. Juma enlisted the help of a junior courier from the girls' school, someone who owed him a favor and knew Seline by sight. He prepared the message with care, writing it in code on the inside of a folded origami crayon. Nod to Seline's reputation for loving puzzles and art. The crane was slipped into a sketchbook, with a blank page marked by a single blue thread. In careful block letters on the back of a bookmarker, pressed wildflower between two layers of card. Something Seline would recognize as a nod to the time. They'd both skipped a meeting to wander privately in the unfinished construction of form. One dormitories a year ago at his school. The message itself was coded, but not so obscure that she'd miss the urgency. A subtle signal only Seline would recognize as meant for her. Juma knew Seline's habits well enough. She always claimed the same window seat in her school's library, where the afternoon light was best for sketching. She always left her battered sketchbook in the library's reserved cubby, a privilege she'd earned with a wink and a favor to being editor-in-chief of the school magazine. The message, hidden in the crane's wings, read, "The phone that found you is not what it seems. Check the first number dialed after midnight. The answer will lead you to the hand that wrote the exam papers. Trust only what you can prove." From his side of the wall, Juma could only wait. He'd never used this kind of channel with Seline before. He could only hope she'd recognize the gesture, decode the message, and act before the order closed in. If this failed, he'd be out of options. Kim would be out of time. But Juma believed in Seline's intuition, just as he believed in the power of a well-placed secret. Sometimes, the only way to fight the darkness was to trust someone else with your light.